Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a brand new episode of the Skylanders carry-on series here in the channel, where we aren't quite exactly in the same place where we left off in the previous episode now, are we? And that's because some idiot, this guy right here, he forgot to push the record button on his Elgato software, so now all of the original footage for the 7th episode you're about to bear witness to, it is gone. I lost that footage because even with the flashback software available for the Elgato capturing system, because I then recorded another episode directly afterwards, it basically meant that all of the timeline was lost for all of the footage before that episode's recording. So naturally, everything between episode 6 and episode 8 that I recorded on the gameplay front, everything between those episodes was lost, so I'm having to come back and re-record all of this gameplay for the 2 fire levels of the series. I'm not going to talk to Hugo, we've got to leave that for the finale, because this is towards the end of the game, where obviously I'm jumping into this in a brand new session, which is why I've changed up my attire, despite the fact that the rest of the series is going to go back to the attire you've seen for the rest of the Spyro's Adventure gameplay coverage in this carry-on series, as I did record everything originally in one session, but now I'm having to go back, re-record this episode, and directly after this I'm going to be re-recording aspects of the finale as well, so obviously you guys will get to see that in a few weeks time from now when we actually cover the finale for the Spyro's Adventure portion of Carry On series. But enough of my blabbering here, we're going to press that pause button, because obviously the way I'm going to need to replay through these levels is via the chapter selection screen, and that means we get to kick things off here with Mork in mind. Now, I was playing as Zap to start off this episode, because he also concluded the previous episode, given that something rather tragic happened in the previous episode, to where Ghost Roaster was brutally killed off. In only his 2nd episode, no less. Ghost Roaster didn't even get past 2 episodes before being just obliterated by Chaos's evil undead minions, and it was a travesty. I have not been this depressed by a Locke death in a while now, knowing that I have to go on throughout the rest of the series being completely Ghost Roasterless. All of that potential, all of that future character development that Ghost Roaster could have potentially had, it is gone now. All of his future gameplay and all of his potential is lost alongside his life after having been defeated in battle and classified as dead. So therefore, he can't be used again for the remainder of the series, which is why, you know, I use such words as travesty, even though that is quite mild, all things considered, because it is far, far more devastating and dramatic than that. Die! I'm taking my revenge out on all these rocks. I definitely had it come in for look and be funny. Now, usually this switch is great for the legendary treasure. But the legendary treasure is something that I picked up already when I originally went through this level, so it's no longer there as I'm replaying through these levels to re-record this episode. I can't emphasize this enough that this is a re-recording because some idiot managed to miss pressing the big red button on his Elgato software. Like, seriously, it's a big red button. Usually I'm attracted to those. Usually I hit those with no problem, but apparently this session I had lost any of my remaining brain cells. In fact, I'm still not sure I've completely recovered, because those brain cells are still nowhere to be seen apparently. But at least now, I'm not going to forget to swap out this time. We're going to place Zap upon recorder, because the current element of the area is the water element, which means that must switch out to a Skylander corresponding element. Cannot switch out again until the element of the area changes once more, per the rules of the Carry On Locke series. A Lava King? Anything but a Lava King? How am I supposed to deal with a Lava King when I have water electrical powers like that? That is how you do it, folks, with absolute obliteration. It was Ghost Roaster who got obliterated in the previous episode, but now luckily we're getting revenge for all of Skylanders kind here, because Zap is now being the one who is obliterating as opposed to being obliterated. Huge difference there grammatically. Grammatically speaking, because obviously we're talking about current tense and future tense over here. Massive difference between what's going to happen, what has happened and what is currently happening. Hence the 3 different tenses available in the British language. Fortunately, we aren't too confusing like other foreign languages to have all the sorts of different tenses. Like in French, for example, I know very little of the French language as I studied it for 2 years of primary school. Then we moved on to Spanish when our French teacher decided she had enough of us and called it quits. So, learned French, then Spanish, then we went back to French again for years 7 and 8 at secondary school, only to go back to bloody Spanish again in year 9. So when I did all of my Spanish classes at secondary school, you know what I was speaking for half of them? Blooming French! Ooh, I never collected for story score last time, it would appear. So we are absolutely going to be gathering up that beauty right there, only so I can instantly skip it. Yeah, that's right, we collect story scrolls here, only to get rid of them immediately. Can I use this bomb on the 2 soul crystals all the way up the far end over here? Is that quick enough? Like, can I just skip the cannon puzzle entirely? Yes, I can. Who cares about doing cannon puzzles that don't need to be done now, right? I tell you, I don't care for it. Funniest part is that you don't even need the bomb to destroy those crystals if you're fortunate enough to be playing as Prison Break, because Prison Break can just destroy those things on his lonesome. He is the only Skylander from Sports Adventure capable of doing so. I believe in Giants, Flashwing, and Crusher can do it also. But anyway, now that that guy's gone, we have more guys to destroy apparently. But now that they've been destroyed, we can rescue the final miner. And since we don't have an undead representative to switch out to, given that he was defeated in the previous episode, why couldn't that episode have been the one that I would have to go back and re-record? Perhaps give Ghost Roast a second chance, but that would have been annoying because then I would have had future episodes where I wouldn't have switched out for the undead element, believing Ghost Roasted to be dead, but then upon re-recording he somehow makes it. Yes, that wouldn't have quite worked out. Would have meant that I would have to re-record episode 6 and then everything else onwards, whereas this way I apparently make Diggs disappear. What's he doing all the way back here again? Wait, he's not all the way back here? So if he's not all the way back here, where did he go? This game is like 5 different layers of jank, man. But let's say, this way, at least I only have to record the 7th episode. I just have to make sure that Ignitor survives because he will too be in future episodes of this series, given that my original run of this series also resulted in, you see that no lives lost count right there? No lives lost across the board on both of these levels at hand. Molten Mine isn't particularly difficult. However, when we select Lava Lake's Railway, that is where far more difficulties will come into play, because Ignitor will have to solo shot the fire sequence against Chaos and his minions! Anyway, let's skip over that instantly. And here's what I was talking about earlier. So Undead is going to pop up here, and we currently don't have an Undead representative to switch out for. We don't have a Skylander corresponding to the Undead element. So therefore, we have to remain as a Skylander currently in corporate power. And since that was Bash, because we concluded Molten Mine as Bash, that means that Bash now has to play through the first half of Lava Lake's Railway until we get up to the fire segment that's obviously going to be dealt with by Ignitor. Yeah, take that, suckers! Anyway, we're going to just attack absolutely nothing whatsoever right now. It had to come in for Look at Me Funny, what can I say? Most things look at me funny, which is why most things get destroyed by me. You'd think things would learn a lesson by now, but apparently not. So it's flippity-bubbity that switchery. That switchery do. You know, if we're going to be Australian, then let's at least go all of the way, shall we? Because everyone knows that that's basically what characterises Australia as an entire nation. You know, dingoes and stuff. That's Australian, right, mate? Oh, here we go. Apparently, the enemy was indestructible, and then out of nowhere, just decided to commit Sudoku. I don't know about him, you know, but personally, if I was indestructible, I wouldn't commit Sudoku that way, knowing that I was indestructible and I could take on just about anything. No, I would take advantage of said indestructibility. So, let's destroy this stuff right here, forgetting that there's a fire spell point to be dealt with, but they are dead. And here is Eruptor Soldier, which I didn't collect last time. I'm feeling the mood, in the mood to collect it this time, even though we won't be bothering to preview it, because Eruptor isn't part of this randomised cast. Instead, we have Ignited to enjoy the far superior fire character in every conceivable manner. In fact, even the Flameslinger would have been better than Eruptor, so Boy, am I glad he wasn't chosen. These fellas have got to go. And luckily, these guys are a little bit more destructible than their indestructible comrade who committed Sudoku. Again, he was indestructible. So why commit Sudoku knowing that you cannot be destroyed, being indestructible and all that? You know, that's kind of like what being indestructible means, that you can't be destroyed. So here we have a bomb, a very convenient bomb, that, because I need it in order to destroy some crystals. Now, once again, the first time I was around here, I collected the legendary treasure and the treasure chest, so therefore, with them not being available to us, there's no point going out of our way to collect what would essentially be thin air. So we're just going to instantly activate that switch and press the best button of the video game, the skip button, get that unnecessary deep stew out of here. I really did not mean to push that into place, because the first time I was around here I did exactly what you just bet witnessed to me doing right there. I pushed the block instantly into place. This time I meant to push this guy out of the way and form a bridge that could get me up to that treasure chest, which hasn't yet been collected. But apparently the game had other ideas and went ahead and pushed the block anyway, despite what my intentions were. But man, this level is so hot right now that you can visually see, like, obviously what is all of the magma dust being kicked up. That's what the lines on the screen are, you know. It has nothing to do with the software currently struggling and the dropping of frame rate. You know, nothing to do with that whatsoever. The lines are due to the absolute heat. Like, look at that. That was some of the worst this game tends to get. It's definitely not technically on the level of other Skylanders games, and because I have made the very wise decision to play through this entire series on the Xbox 360 for this series, carry-on series, you know, if the cast carries over, we might as well carry over between the different games with the same system in which we're playing them through for Xbox 360. So, and plus the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 are the only systems that every Skylanders game is available on. So naturally I've chosen the Xbox 360 as, between the two consoles, this is the only console of the two that I actually can capture gameplay for. My Elgato can capture Xbox 360 gameplay, but not PlayStation 3 gameplay. It's, once again, to quote myself from earlier, an utter travesty. I'm appalled by this. I'm not even disgraced, I'm appalled. I don't know why I'm bringing poor Paul's name into this. Ha! Poor Paul. No, that's funny right there, because that's alliterative. But say, that's the plan, which is why the graphics around my face cam right now, which is, that is why they are what they are. I have all of the Skylanders games, and whichever game I'm currently playing through is for one that will be coloured in. So currently Spice Adventure is coloured in. But then when we make our way to Giants, then that game will be coloured in and all of the other games will be blackened out, so to say. Now that fire is stronger here, it's time for Igknight to take centre stage with a treasure count that is fiercely inconsistent for last time you saw him. But that's because of everything I've done in between. Because obviously I'm not recording this series in order, because I had to come back and re-record this particular episode due to the lack of actually recording it I did earlier. You know, like I said, some idiot forgot to push the record button. It's a big red button. How do you miss it, Igknight? Should have hit the big red button. Maybe that would be the title of the episode. How did that not hit him? Excuse me, video game. I demand a refund on that hitbox. Oh, but at least now the indestructible enemies are a little less indestructible. That's great. Okay. Time for range and power. Boy, that was absolutely an article right now. I almost feel sorry for these guys. Ow, things are hitting me. More things are hitting me. Okay, cool. I took a shit ton of damage right there, which is, actually, that's not cool. Why did I say it's cool? It's not cool. Oh, but they're all dead, which is cool, in fact. Is that fire spellpunk not going to die on me? Is it going to be rude? Is it going to be a rude spellpunk? Why aren't you dying more? Oh, wait, never mind. I take it all back. Okay, there we go. That's down now. So, can Igniter's fire attack work the way it's meant to? Thank you, video game. Thank you. Okay. Boom! We charge up and we slam it down. Boom! Yeah, take that, sucker. We're going to charge it up again, even though I'm not sure we're going to need a full charge. He took so much damage the first time that 80 is basically overkill. And once again, that guy just kind of phased out of existence. Now, I cannot remember if we collected the cake all the way back up here or not. I'm sure hoping that we didn't, because that way it's going to be another health benefit for us moving forward, being able to grab that cake that we left behind. Only that I didn't leave it behind like an absolute fool, so now I have to go forward with half of Igniter's health against the fire enemies. And we can't lose him neither, because he's alive in later episodes. So if we lose Igniter here, not only am I losing my favourite Skylander before he has potential to be badass in later games, not only am I proving myself an infinitely worse Skylander player than Cohen, which cannot happen, I'm far too competitive to allow Cohen to be the superior Skylanders player. Take this to the face! Man, I really wish that lasted longer. Then again, I might be asking too much. I also really wish that he had his WoW power right now, because then, like, my blue flames would be left behind and really engulf that guy. Don't spawn enemies! That's rude, old chap. Ooh! Never mind, spawn more enemies, give me more healing! But yeah, I'm competitive, I cannot possibly lose more Skylanders as opposed to mention, and Cohen did for his ultimate nightmare lock. But the ultimate tragedy wouldn't be any of that, it would be the fact that I'd have to go back and re-record all of those darn episodes to take into account Igknight's death. Okay, so here we are with the main man himself, Chaos. Or should I say Saving Skylanders, because I'm recording this after Skylander Dude released his one of his most recent videos. By the time this goes live, it's probably not his most recent video anymore. But he exposed all of us Skytubers. So there's no point in even pretending anymore. I am telekinetic. He called me out on it, and what he said was 1000% the truth. I have telekinetic powers. Why else do you reckon I'm not showing my controller right now? I am controlling the Skylander with my mind. Boom, baby. I mean, how else would I like to be as badass as he is? This isn't something plausible with a controller. We burnt him up, folks. All of the fire puns, you know, they're just blazing and blazing out of the... This is bad. This is a bad pun. I'm just gonna stop. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. I'm trying to incorporate blazing into a pun, and it's not working. I'm just gonna stop, okay? But yeah, he exposed all of us, me, for my telekinetic abilities. Please do not tell my supervillain enemies. You know, I need that part of my life to remain personal. Otherwise, they'll come after my family. You know, I need to protect my identity, much like Spider-Man. So, Skylander Dude, out me like that. He's kind of risking the security of the known and the unknown universe. Oh shit! I've already said too much. The unknown universe. You guys aren't supposed to know about that. That's why it's unknown. Oh dear. I've really got to bite my tongue to talk about things like this. But you know what? I trust you, folks. I'm sure we can keep this on the hush, on the download. Me and my telekinetic abilities. But yeah, Saving the Skylanders was also exposed for being the physical embodiment of chaos. Because that, once again, is the absolute truth. How could it be anything other than that? It makes so much sense, actually. I have no idea how we didn't see it before now. Watch out! I have no idea how that didn't hit me, but we will take it. And he is dead thanks to the raw awesomeness of my telekinetic abilities. I really need to stop exposing myself further. I already dug the hole by doing the blindfolded video. Skylander called me out on it. He found the truth. So the hole has already been dug. I need to stop digging it deeper. The first thing you need to do when you're in the hole is to put down the shovel. I am failing to do so currently, and I'm failing miserably. I'm failing on a similar degree as to those fire puns earlier. Anyway, those hits were not very good, but luckily that's what we have cake for. Some very nutritious cake at that. Man, Igknight is beating it. Like in the original gameplay, it was very excited because I cut it really forking close. Why am I censoring myself now? Why did it take me 5 years to start censoring my my naughty words? The words that I shouldn't say on YouTube, and yet here I am saying them half the time, except for the times where I randomly decide that, hey, maybe censoring myself is a fucking good idea for once. Yeah, a bit of a change of pace, that, censoring myself. But yeah, that's that. We're getting very excited here. The commentary is the usual Igknight levels of charismatic, because I have charm coming out of my ass! Yeah, sure he will, sure he will. He should have brought out an evil version of Igknight. An evil version of Igknight would be unstoppable, because this is Igknight we're talking about here. He's too broken to be defeated. Oh boy, do I love the range on that attack! Igknight is a ranged Skylander. This gameplay confirms it. He is a ranged Skylander. This charge ability not only deals 80 damage, but you can walk around with it. It is so stupid. This character is so stupid. And death. That's what we like to see. We also like to see what's going to some nutritious chicken. We had nutritious cake before. Now we have nutritious chicken. These episodes are fun, okay? The gameplay is somehow even better than it was the first time I recorded it. And like I said, or at least what I was alluding to earlier, and then I completely lost my train of thought. Which is funny in this level, because this level involves a train, and I said train of thought. Haha! I'm funny. Don't laugh at my joke. I see you're not laughing at it. Laugh at it already. I will use my telekinetic powers on you. Okay, you have been warned. Okay, I really need to kill some folk. Let's take out Flameslinger first. He's definitely the biggest threat. Where is oh, there's Sunburn. For a moment now, I thought he just kind of disappeared on me. Oh, but he did get killed by the fire spell. We take those. And now Eruptor's dead. We didn't even cut it close that time, unlike the original gameplay, where we cut things really close. It was super exciting. Igniter at one point must have been at about 20 health. And that's because I went into the firefight with about 200 health remaining, because I did not play well in the section leading up to it. And that's because in the previous section, there's no use in hiding it. I was garbage. I failed to hit the beacon of the game button. How else do you reckon Ghost Roaster died to what is usually a deathless pursuit? Creepy Citadel isn't usually that tough for me. Yet I made the level look a lot harder than it actually is through my own raw stupidity, I suppose. Yes, that does bring these fire levels to a close after one hell of a re-recording. And we will go back to my previous attire in the next episodes to come, because they have been recorded as part of the same session which was the previous one. However, this attire, you will see it again in the near future for the finale, because I'm going to record what needs re-recording of that episode right after this. So I suppose I'll be seeing you around, and until such moments arise, we have an outro to see us through. Until then, I cannot in good conscience end off this video without first thanking all of my incredible channel members whose continued support help make these videos possible. Without them, these videos would be near impossible to make, so from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate every last one of them. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, there are plenty of options on screen now to explore, and please consider subscribing to keep up to date with all my content. On that note, this video is coming to an end, so thank you so much as always for watching. Until the next video arises, peace!